Yo, 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 Surreal Talk Radio, your man, Calico the Surrealist on WPRK 91.5 FM, Winter Park, kicking it after dark with our special guest. Oh, yes, man. I got my co host in here rocking with me tonight, so I'm going to introduce y'all to them and we're going to get it going. As always, ladies first, we got Auntie August in the building.
Hey y'all.
What's going on with you?
Man, it's Founders Day for me. Y'all see I'm rocking my
Oh, look at her. She rocking out so hard, she done rock the headset off. Look
I
at
sure did.
that.
Rocking my Delta Cyro colors today.
Yeah, what's going on with you though? What you said you finna do? What you say you got going on?
Oh, it's Founders Day for my sorority.
Oh, Founders Day. Okay, all right.
Oh, that's what's up.
Right, y'all see it? My pink gold and hot pink, my gold and my blue.
Let's see,
What's
looking nice over
Thank you,
there. All
appreciate
right.
it.
Hey, we got DJ Exclusive in the house. What's going on, Cuzzo?
I'm chilling like a villain.
Chilling like a villain as always.
Yes, sir.
And as always, y'all know how we do it, man. We got a hot show lined up tonight. We're gonna kick things off with my surreal topic of the day. We got music from around the way. We got our throwback track and my favorite part of the show, the pump it or dump it. Y'all get to call in and let us know how you feel about the music we playing. How about that right there?
Sounds good to me. I heard we got a hot one tonight for that.
Oh yeah. We got a hot song tonight, man. But yeah, man, straight to it. My special guest chilling with us tonight is brother right here, multi-platinum selling, Grammy award winning, former bad boy artist when they was in their prime. You know what I'm saying? Lead vocalist from the legendary R&B group 112. We got my man Slim on the line. You there, bro?
Yes, sir. What's going on, fam?
All right, man. Slim you sound alive, boy.
Real live.
Hey, man, it's good to have you on the show, man. We thank you so much for helping us grow this platform and all that good stuff, man. Truly appreciate you, man.
It's all love. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, brother. We're going to kick things off with my surreal topic of the day. Then we're going to get into the interview. My topic tonight is, or I'm going to just call it my title tonight. My title tonight is Destiny's Child. And I want to talk about Destiny's Child for a minute. Basically, we all know with Beyonce and the girls, Kelly and all of them. But I think my man Slim could relate to this. And the reason why I say he could relate to this because I feel like he is I don't want to get in trouble for saying this, but I feel like he
All
kind
right.
of
I've probably heard this one before. Here we go.
yeah, man, kind of like the Beyonce of the group. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it.
He said
Well,
it.
Yeah,
well,
man.
with the exception that with Beyonce had her parents pretty much, with the dad probably running the label, and the mom was probably like doing all of the like the clothes, so all of the, just how they looked or whatever, you know what I'm saying. So with 112, like we all had we brought what we were supposed to do to the group. You know what I mean? Like we all played our position.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah, man. When I think of the name Destiny's Child, I think that was an excellent name for their group. How it panned out to be Beyonce, how it worked itself out to be basically what we see now as Destiny's Child is a singular word, child. You know what I mean? It's not plural. So we can kind of see, now it seems as though, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, it seems as though with 112, what we see now left is basically just Slim. Like we see this thing, we see you, with the solo work, whatever. We don't really hear much from the other guys as much. And again, that could be something I'm just not up to date on, but we see Slim. So that's where I kind of was going with the Destiny's Child thing. You want to speak on any of that?
Well, I can see where you're trying to run the parallel. Except here we go. With 112, if anybody doesn't know that, you have two of the guys that they haven't been in the group for some years. You know what I mean? And they chose to leave. You know what I mean? Pursue other situations. They just chose another way. And so, of course, myself and Mike chose to carry on the brand of 112, right?
Mhm.
So the great part of the situation is it's just things that you don't have to really. It's just easy to say. Like with having the lead singer of the group still saying, "Hey, look, we're going to continue we're going to continue the brand, you know. It makes it easier. So like with, as long as I have somebody else in the group, I can't just say 112 if I'm going out by myself. But
Right.
of course that would defeat my purpose because I've been a successful solo artist. So, um, I guess, so of course myself and Mike, who's like current members of the group 112, and then we added like a couple of dancers with it. Well, we added a few dancers with us or whatever, but we concentrate on the sound and the brand.
Right.
So you know what I mean. So it definitely been working with us, and it just kind of goes with the narrative that 112 had, and it was always a rule in our group: no man bigger than the brand, right?
Mhm.
So, and that would include myself. You know what I mean? So, um, that's why I would say they're not so parallel with Destiny's Child because everything was kind of on the back of Beyonce uh, for the most part, and I would say that because her family was integral, like just very integral in the parts, and the parts of their success. You know what I mean? So. Um, Yeah, you know what I mean. But of course, like as far as myself individually, yeah, I think that probably stood out. You know what I mean? As far because I mean, even though I did not want to be a solo artist or whatever, I think I was put into a situation where when the group wasn't coming back together, I mean, had to pay bills. So I was
Exactly.
God blessed me to you know what I mean to lean on something that I've always done. You know what I mean, and I was blessed to just when I started up my label, and the first record that I put out ends up becoming a smash. So that and I, you know what, like I thank God for that every single day, and everyone that supported me all around the world.
Right. Okay. Did you ever see this coming? Was there ever any signs that that maybe 112 or one would get to this point for you?
No,
Just came out of nowhere.
no, I mean you mean it as the position and where it is now, like with members, you know. But see, so it's a little deeper because it's like we weren't put together. So we grew up together. So I've known these guys since probably middle school.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So it's like but with I guess with time it comes change, and what everybody's initial motive might, I guess, maybe people grown out of it, and I might not have to like it, but I can respect it as a man. You know what I mean? Like I can respect that.
Right.
It's just I could disagree with the ways it was done,
Mhm.
but you know what I mean. But pretty much I have to respect people's opinion, approaches, and where they want to go.
Got you. Got you. Got you. I wanted to ask kind of I'm figuring out how I'm gonna even ask this question, but is there a way that you guys could kind of keep it business, like go on tours and stuff like that as 112 and still just pursue, individual or solo journeys, you know what I'm saying? But still, give the fans and whatnot 112.
Well, that's what happened in 2012. So if anybody like goes back, if you could just rewind everything. This is not the first time this has happened with the group. The only reason why you all didn't know is because didn't choose to say anything, and and particularly myself. So when you all saw me as the solo artist, it's not like everybody was trying to do it. That's what they wanted to do. I did not want to do that. Like when 112, unlike a lot of groups, you know, when their time is up, their time is up. With 112 situation, that wasn't the case. Our fifth album, the album was like platinum at the time. We had record, number one record. You already know that was platinum. Everything was going great, and all of a sudden you start hearing um, the other guys, saying that they wanted to, certain members that wanted to go solo.
Mhm.
Now, now, for me, that was like, why would you? Why? Because at the end of the day, everything is going so great, and for me, it was always 112 forever.
Mhm.
That's just what it was. And I mean, maybe I was a little delusional because I mean, I was having a lot of fun. Just being the front man of a group where all guys for sing lead. There are no weak links. I mean, we pretty much were self-contained. We were writing and producing all our records, so that's a different level than probably other groups. So we didn't have to really depend on anybody else. The only one that can hurt 112 is 112. So when certain guys, that's one thing about a group. When one person, it doesn't take but one person to feel a different way. And then that knocks the whole parameter and the whole coordination and, the feel of that group. So,
Okay.
that's how 112 is built. So, when that happened, I mean, for like years, I just sat there like, okay, well, I tried to wait. Maybe they could get the itches out, scratch the itch or whatever to do certain things or whatever. But like I said, for the guy that had the most kids at the time, you know what I'm saying? Look, hey, I had bills and stuff to pay. You know what I mean? We're young, and I'm mostly a nerd. So I think of, okay, what I do now affects my future. So if I sit still now, I'm killing what I mean? I'm basically chopping off my financial expectancy. So I need to do something right now.
Right.
So, um, I just say, you know what? If I'm going to do it, I might as well just do it my way. Didn't want to do it, I had a lot of offers, but I just I just wanted to do it myself. So I devised my own imprint, named it after my son's M3. Decided to just go independent, which most people didn't even know that project was independent. And got with Asylum, and the rest was history. Got together with my crew that was a day one guys or whatever. We put together a plan, and yes, now double platinum record with So Fly and a top five record, a very successful project. And then I can't front. Didn't think I was going to see these guys. I didn't know. I didn't know what to expect.
Mhm.
And then I'm trying to chop it down. You know what I mean? We got back together. Like we got back together. People were reaching out to me and saying, "Come on, we won't do this again, or whatever. We won't do what we did last time again."
Mhm.
And so I moved back. I was living in Bell Harbor in Florida. I was on the beach. I I thought I was good. This was it. We're chilling.
Mhm.
So got
Well,
back with the group. I took people's words only for certain people to do it again. So
well, you
I
said you said not to cut you off. I wanted to I kind of want to get into my next segment, but I do want to ask you this. You said everything was going good, and I'm thinking the way the story is going. Are you saying that everything was going good for you, or everything was going good for everybody in the group? Because it sounds like everything was going good for you, but certain other members of the group wanted a chance to be the lead singer of the group or something like that.
that was going on for the whole entire career of 112. But
Ah,
I didn't choose to be the lead singer.
I got you. I got you. Okay, now I totally understand that. All
So
right,
I,
cool.
I got
Yeah,
a
go ahead.
piggyback question. So for the record, because I've been seeing a lot of things online. Is 112 officially this May or you guys? Because I'm the way Facebook running, y'all gonna be at Funk Fest
We're gonna be where? Oh, you mean in Funk Fest is in Ohio,
in Orlando.
Orlando, yeah.
Orlando? Well, yes.
So is that 2 of 112 or all four?
No, it's gonna be two. You're gonna see two members, and you have like we have our dancers. It's been like that for like 6 years.
Ah, yeah. See, they got. See,
Yeah.
I'm glad we cleared that up because on the flyers it's showing off four of y'all and everything. So
Oh man. So
yeah,
Yes, it
we
does.
need to reach out. We need to reach out to them too because I mean I take that very very seriously.
yeah.
You know, so I take that very seriously because I mean I own the trademarks and stuff to 112, and we pretty much don't play that
Okay.
um, but of course when it comes to like contracts and everything, I mean I don't know why because I know we submit our pictures.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah, we don't play that.
Yeah, yeah, that picture we clearly see for you guys. All right, well, listen, Slim, I want to get into my next segment. What I want you to do is I want to get your help real quick, man. We do this segment called Pump It or Dump It. I'm gonna play a local artist from around the way here in Orlando, and I want to get your professional critique on this. Let him know what direction he's going with this. If he need to go back to the drum board, or if you feeling this track. All right, can we get your help with that?
Okay, say it one more time.
This is the next segment that we're gonna do is called Pump It or Dump It, and basically what it is we're gonna play one of our local artists from here in Orlando, and want to get some professional critique from you. If his song, if you feeling this track, or if you feel like you need to go back to the drawing board with it.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, yeah. All right, cool. So this artist I'm about to play, his name is Donnie Velvet, right here on Surreal Talk Radio, and the name of this right here, this is the weekend thing, and this is the remix for it right here on Surreal Talk Radio. So y'all check this out.
Yeah. So what you wanna do, babe? Telling you we can do anything. Get out the house, get into anything. This day off for you, girl, it's a love exchange. Not that I don't like to blow it out the frame. Know you like the sex that bring a little pain. Had to mix it up, needed a little change. How you like it? Keep it a buck, we tryna stay outside. Got plenty money, drop the top and let's ride. In my cousin cup, that's if no we supplies. Blow that smoke all in the wind while we drive. ATL minded from the sunshine state. Pull up to the hood, grab a soul food plate. No, they don't sell this kind of food on the east side. No, it don't matter what we do as long as we slide. No, it don't matter what we do as long as we slide. When you feel your weakness, tough and need a revive. In a little weekend thing. In my little weekend thing. My little weekend thing. In my little weekend thing. In my little weekend thing. My little weekend thing.
Live in the moment, put that in camera. Bad to the bone, shorty from Atlanta. Let's run through the city like we won the lotto. Stop and get some ice cream, know you love gelato. Okay, you wanna play games with what you got. Do say, if I do say, we taking shots. Location turning on G, I'm in your spot. Vroom, vroom, I'm coming in hot. She my little weekend thing, my weekend bae. Brought a friend, first name Mary, last name Jane. No amount of water could come in, calm this flame. World class brain, I'm just saying. Sun up, back to work, but we both wanna stay. Monday, left with memories, though the sky's gray. I'm never too far away, girl, I'm just a call away. I'm never too far away, girl, I'm just a call away.
In my little weekend thing. In my little weekend thing. My little weekend thing. In my little weekend thing. In my little weekend thing. My little weekend thing.
Yo, 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 Surreal Talk Radio, we back. Me and Calico the Surrealists. I'm in here with my team, Auntie August, DJ Exclusive. We got our special guest on the line, Slim from 112. All right, track I just played right there, that was my man, Donnie Velvet from Orlando, Florida. And that was Weekend Thing. What we're going to do is get some critique from my man, Slim. Oh, let me open up these hotlines. Anybody want to call in and tell us how you feel about this music? The phone number is 407-646-2915. Again, that's 407-646-2915. Right now, I want to get real live and see what Slim thought about the track I just played. Well, let me take this call real quick and then we go.
It was quick, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was ready.
Instant grits.
Yeah, it's Surreal Talk Radio. You live.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up?
All right. Yeah, that pumping and dumping, man. Remember, man, we called a few weeks ago, man. You can't use that, man. You don't use it, you gotta pay a toll.
All right, big dog.
We're giving out no McDonald's specials again tonight, y'all.
Hey, you gotta hit us on another time, my brother. All right, peace, man. Thanks for your call, though. Yeah, man. Surreal Talk Radio. Slim, man. This track I just played right there, brother. What you think about that right there?
I think it was a fly record. You know what I mean? Here are my critiques. Well, first off, let me just say this: great production. Like it was produced well. It was produced well, and that being said, I would wish that the person that was singing the hook would take a lot of that vocoder stuff off his voice.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that because a lot of people look like in this generation is more like digital, and they just like think they could just put the record on digital joints, and that's how you make and that's how I'm going to make the majority of my money. But no, that's not true. The majority of money is made through touring. So the great part about records is that like when you sing them live, this is when you really make the song come alive. And you want that record, you want to sound as just as close to that record or just the same or better than that record live. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, now you can use some accents and stuff like that as far as the vocoder is concerned, but man, I like if that would be my only critique.
Okay.
And you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? A little bit of the more mixing a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I think it was a fly record, so you know what I'm saying? I'm pumping.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Auntie August, what you think about the record?
You already know what I think about that record.
Oh man.
Nephew Donnie Velvet in the building. I like that.
This ain't even fair, man.
It is too fair.
We'll skip past you.
No, that's not right. For the record,
we want to get some honest opinion.
this is honest. I like the original version, the remix.
Okay.
However, I do agree with Slim because that was one of the things I did say. He has too much auto tune, and he actually has an awesome singing voice.
Yeah, you did say that.
So if he cut out a majority of the auto tune for this particular song, it'd be dope. Then he got the talk box on there as well. So I'm always gonna pump. I pump it now, so
All right, cool. Well, I know somebody gonna keep it real. Exclusive, man. What you think about the track we just played? We pumping this thing, we dumping it.
I'm gonna keep it real. We can pump it, but I would agree with them. Like a lot of artists don't know, like when you go actually perform a song and it sounds different than what's recorded, it can hurt you sometimes.
There you go. That's good. That's good critique right there. All right, cool. I'm gonna open up these hotlines, man. Anybody want to call in and let us know how you feel about this music? Anybody got to call in and a comment for Slim, or talk about our topic? Any of that, y'all call in. And remember, we on the radio. Please, no profanity. Please keep the calls brief so we can take as many as we can. But in the meantime, we're gonna get real live with Slim, find out what he got going on and things of that right there. So Slim, man, you call yourself Slim, man, and these days I'm looking at Instagram, man, we're gonna have to change his name up soon, huh?
Oh, not at all. See, the good part about, what I'm saying, with like myself, now of course I can't be 120, 125 pounds. Yeah. But I weigh 170 pounds. So of course, MMA standards that would be cruiserweight. Yeah. All right. Well,
yeah,
you know, that, what I'm saying? I could change that up or whatever, what I'm saying? And pretty much, that's a trademark name. And
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So it's just like Tiny from Tiny Lister. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing tiny about him. Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying? We call him Tiny because he's tiny.
Yeah,
I was
man.
like,
I'm jabbing at you, man. I'm messing with you. I'm 180 pounds, and I don't think
You a whole lot of petty too, but we're gonna keep it
Oh,
pushing.
here we go. Here we
yeah,
go.
me too though. You know what was crazy? What the good thing about it is like in my family, like if anybody sees anybody in my family, like everybody's bigger than me, including my sons. Like all my
Mm,
sons, they're all bigger than like so I guess, when everybody look at me, it's like it's either slim or, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like the smallest one in the family.
right. Hey, let's take this call real quick, and we're gonna get back to this interview.
It's
Give me
probably the attorney this time.
I'm
yeah.
telling you,
Surreal
McDonald's
Talk
special.
Radio, you
I'm gonna start
live.
passing out them biggie meals.
Hey, what's happening, Surreal Talk family?
What's going on?
Down, Slim, what's up to you, fam? Hey, that Daddy Velvet song is fire. You gotta keep that in rotation.
All right. All right.
That's that 12 to 1.
All right, man. We appreciate that call, man. Thank you.
No
Thank.
doubt, I'm listening to y'all.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So Slim, man, we talked about the name, and you was born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, right?
Yes, sir.
ATL. Okay, cool. Now I want to start off talking about this voice, man. You got a real distinct voice, and some might even call it kind of like an acquired taste type of voice. From what
Hmm.
I understand, man, you had issues coming up in school, and doing chorus. One of your teacher had a issue with your voice at one point.
Well, I mean, my voice is I mean, everybody can tell. I mean, hey, look, my voice is not like everyone. I don't have a traditional voice.
Mhm.
So, I can just imagine when I was younger, probably sound like a chipmunk version of like how I sound now. But the great thing about it was that, like I hit all the notes, is whatever. And, and of course, I know I can hit harmonies, all kind of stuff or whatever.
Mhm.
But, be- but because if I sung along with other people and then they were trying to sing like opera singers, well, I have no vibrato in my voice at all, and then the tone of my voice is totally different from anyone else's or whatever, so probably stood out.
Mhm.
Well, you know, I'm glad I listened to my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that was kind of like it kind of it made me feel a way, you know what I mean, when I was younger. But the great thing about it, I'm glad I did listen to her because the great thing about like all of the greats, the records that stood the test of time are the ones that don't sound like the other person.
It sure
And
Right.
do.
so if and the great thing about it is if you look at 112's catalog and you look at anything I've led, you know what I'm saying, and you compare it to groups of the same people at the time we came out with, I like where we stand at.
Yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, man, look where it got you, bro. So ain't nothing to be ashamed about. It's definitely something to, you
It's a
know,
blessing.
yeah, man, it sure is. All right, man. You spoke about your mom, man. I want to piggyback off of that, man, and talk about your moms for a minute, man, because during my research, I found out that your mom sounded like she was really strict and very religious. And
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, um, first of all, you was raised in a single family home, right?
Well, no, at first, no, of course, I was raised, both my mom and my dad were there at first. And
Okay.
of course, life happens. Then my dad left, and, it's just me and my mom, you know what I mean, like Bunny and Clyde. And pretty much, you know what I mean, like, I mean, it definitely taught me a lot. My mom's a very strong woman. She's an evangelist. And so you can imagine I grew up rather strict. My mom would not allow me to listen to secular music. Really, even though I was I was in the same neighbor. I grew up in the same neighborhood as Slim Thug. I'm from Cleveland Avenue, so all of 112.
Mm.
And so our neighborhood was a little rough, especially around that time. And my mom did not want me to be the product of my environment. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things she wanted me to, she wanted to shield me from, whatever. And I'm glad she definitely raised me that way. I have my principle and my values. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely had to let her know that, I told her, 'cause she was like, well, you can't serve two masters. You got to choose one side. Who you going to serve? And I told her, Mom, my pulpit will be bigger than any church you'll probably preach.
Mm.
So, I definitely believe in, my principle and values and how, and definitely karma and how you treat others. And, you live the right way, what I mean? Time is on your side. So, my mom's very proud of me. And, what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad that she did instill those values and principles.
For sure, man.
Let me ask a question. Your mama listen to your records?
Oh man, I got beat good for it. Hey, okay.
Peaches and
So
cream?
you
Oh.
so you have to understand. Okay, so
Oh,
like,
goodness.
these are years ago, so what I mean? So of course, hey, grown man here and she had to accept or whatever. But at the time we were doing them, she was definitely around and that was a very touchy situation. Can you imagine? I felt kind of crazy for it because it was like, okay, she's an evangelist. She's going from church to church. Everybody knew whose son, you know, I was with her. And when you're coming out with records like Anywhere or Peaches and Cream, what you already know, or Now That We're Done, whatever, our songs are, they definitely, we pushed the button, right?
Mm-hmm.
So mom would definitely say, hey son, come here, so this record right here, could you tell me the words to this?
Oh,
Anywhere. Here
no.
we are, all alone. And so what is Peaches and Cream? Oh, you know what, Mom? Hey, I talked to you about it later.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, but
she
it's all good.
she raising you to be a good
Good,
boy.
wholesome young man.
A good boy. Check this out. She raised him to be a good
Uh,
boy, and then he ended up being a bad boy.
Sing about
well,
peaches and
listen.
creams.
Well, you know what? Hey, with life, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, there's no such thing. Everybody can't be no saint or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
for sure.
but let's keep it 1,000. It's just like the way you live. That's what, like I said, it's the way I carry myself. So I mean, I Google me up. You don't see me in any type of trouble or anything like that. You know what I mean? If
Right.
the only thing she could do is criticize me for records that went double and triple platinum, then
Mm.
I take the whipping and then I pay my 10% tithe and then we all
Hey,
good.
there it is. There it is. But let me
Listen,
ask you
most
this.
boys do. They take the whipping and keep doing bad things.
So here.
Duh, but that's not bad. How did I do anything bad? You know what I mean? Everybody enjoyed it pretty much.
Got you, got you. And I'm with you, man. But let me
Touche.
ask you this question here though. How difficult was it for you singing secular music? Like how difficult was that for you?
Well, not so much once the group started because like we did talent shows too. So it was just the records that we were singing and winning, with.
Mhm.
So the great thing about 112 is that we could sing any type of records. We were too poor to have any kind of other beats and try to go to the studio. So we had to sing a cappella. We had to be very damn good at it too.
Mhm.
So we had to sing. So we would sing anything from Boys to Men, and then we would sing Take Six. You
Mhm.
know, yeah, we would sing New Edition, Can You Stand the Rain, and then we'll sing the Winans. You know, like Commission. So it's like with us. It was we definitely concentrated on the craft, and it didn't matter what we sang. It was just like how we present it and how it sounds. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So we were blessed to, win them all
For sure.
doing that.
All right, cool. Let's talk about how this thing got started. So I bring up some guys, Tim and Bob. This is basically how you guys got started professionally, right?
Yeah. So there was a talent show that we were in, and the guy that ended up being our manager brought us to Dallas Austin studio. And we went to Dallas Austin studio. There were these young guys that, they listened to us and they say, you know what? Like they have some potential. Now we could sing on the mic and all that stuff, but it's different when you come into a studio. Did not really know how, you know what I mean? So still in high school at the time, you know, rough around the edges. Like we could sing, but we didn't know how to like stack and you know, and even when we wrote songs, you know, we had to make sure that the hooks really stood still. And we wanted people to understand that, oh yes, we sung all kind of wild harmonies and stuff. And we had to learn the difference between, you know, um, making it sound like backgrounds instead of making it sound like a choir. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and then what textures and whose voices belong blend together next to where. And so Tim and Bob definitely showed us all of those things. They definitely taught the run as far as like you know with piano with chords and stuff like that, and you know they would do fly things too. Like we would practice, and then what they would do was that they would bring like fly women, you know what I'm saying, like they knew, and then put them in a room with us, and you know what I'm saying, and then we would sing the songs, and then the girls be all emotional, crying and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying. So when they saw actual reaction, they were saying, "Okay, y'all are ready." So then they took us into the studio. That's when we start recording records, and that's everything started going in the right direction.
Yeah, man. Once y'all get in that booth, I got you. All right, cool. So shortly after that, you guys ended up linking up with Diddy, Puff Daddy at the time. And what year was this when you guys got signed with Puff Daddy?
It was really like 94.
94. Okay. So that's around the time Biggie was okay. 94, 94. I got you. Okay, so from 94, you guys were signed at 94, but then you guys' first release was in 96.
96.
96. So what the question is, why did it take you guys longer? Because you know Craig Mack was on, he came out, and then boom, he just dropped. Biggie came out, and then he just dropped in the same year. What took 112 so long to release an album?
Well, you know, unlike the times of today, you know, what I mean, we definitely believed in artist development. So you have to think like you have these four guys from the hood and pretty much from the church, kind of secluded. We haven't really been anywhere outside of our neighborhood, and you know, really didn't know how to like you know, like we needed to learn a lot of things, like you know, of course, how to record records and you know, what I mean, stuff. Because we pretty much we wanted to be self-contained, we could do all the things ourselves, but there were other things that we had to learn how to do, like what we're doing right now. See how we're holding doing interviews and you know knowing how to like make sure you're making your point come across and not saying you know what I'm saying and you know all this crazy you know coming from the hood you don't want to talk like you're from the hood and we're in an R&B group, right? So we had to do a whole bunch of things, just a lot of polishing up and stuff like that. So yeah, a couple of years in the 90s they did that, you know what I mean. So you know don't be surprised of why the artists, you look at the you look at the quality of artists, and you know what I mean. There you go.
Yeah. So talk to us about some of the things. What are some of the things that happened within that 2 year time period before we got these notorious only you records and things like that? Like what happened? Like what are some of the things that you can remember that really helped shape you guys and polish you guys to get to that point?
Well, we started honing in on our writing skills. So while we were putting together our album, we were trying to figure out what were we trying to say. Because you had to think about it. At that time, music was different. You could play a ballad 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, PM. You know what I mean? It's broad daylight, and it was okay. Everybody was singing ballads. You know what I mean? We wanted to be the best in our division. You know, and you know, like when you're doing a lot of like talent shows, you're singing a lot of cover songs. So a lot of times we embody the artists we were singing. Well, you know, it's cool to you know sing Boys to Men records or Jodeci records or New Edition, but they already exist and they're at the top of the line of where they are. Now, who is 112? So we had to figure that part out. And once we figured out that, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take the energies of Bad Boy, which they took hits from the 80s, and you know what I mean, it's pretty much like hip hop beats, and we put soulful, relatable records, you know what I mean, on top of that. That's what the definition of 112, what we're going to be. And while we were developing that sound, we also started writing with a lot of artists. So we were blessed to be around Puff, you know what I mean, at a time where he was able to, get us next to people like New Edition or um, the Isley Brothers or Pink or oh my God, so many people we wrote for. So for real, as well as the other people in and Bad Boy with Total and Faith. You know what I'm saying? Like we wrote on a whole bunch of a plethora of people, you know what I mean? So that definitely helped us with our catalog and we were blessed, like there were certain records. I remember going to Trinidad and writing a record called I Just Can't. And it was originally written for Aaliyah. She came out there with Jomo, time, you know what I'm saying, and we like I think she recorded it, but it ended up being on Faith, and it ended up being on the high school soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? Like so, it was like, well, we got a chance to work with a lot of artists, and so that's what we pretty much honed ourselves for those 2 years.
Okay. All right. So you mentioned your catalog there for a minute. I got a question about this because just recent news, we seen that artists like Mace and like Faith, a couple of people from Bad Boys was given the opportunity to buy back their masters from P Diddy, or
Mhm.
publishing or something to that effect. Um,
Mhm.
was that something that you guys were involved with in as well?
Well, two out of the four of us definitely. I can't speak on the other two because I haven't seen them in 6 years, but I do know that myself and Mike, because of our situation. And I want to just tell artists too with this too. Know your people. Please know your contracts.
Mhm.
You know, I got my publishing back faster. It was years ago. Why? Because I knew that if you keep doing going and taking publishing advances, all it does is rewinds everything back to what you know what I mean. It just whatever your deal was before, there were certain parts of that contract would start all over again. So at the time, I did not take another pub advance after maybe 2003. So years later, I was eligible to I just got my publishing back. So that was going to happen anyway. Two, there's also a rule that says after so many years, like I think it was like 27 or 28 years, you as an artist, you're gonna get your stuff back anyway. So like I said, like you have to know you just know the ins and outs of your publishing deals and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Wait a minute. So let me go back. You said you guys wrote a song for New Edition.
you don't have to worry.
That was the one because y'all was on the same. Were y'all on the same label at Bad Boy at the same time? Because I know New
No,
Edition re-signed with them.
no, not at the time.
Okay. I want to ask you a couple more questions about Diddy while we on it. This ex bodyguard Gene Deal, he's done come out with a lot of things to say. Um, I'm sure you've heard some of these things, and I just want to ask you, how do you feel about some of the information that he's been putting out about Bad Boy?
I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing to say, but I don't. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know him. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So his where he saw with bad boy or whatever is his wherever he saw. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I don't know him personally. So you know what I'm saying? So that's all pretty much I got to say about it.
I feel you. Okay, cool, man. Let's talk about Notorious Big for a minute, man. This is huge. You guys and you guys, you mentioned you guys were on Bad Boy around the time in the formation of Biggie Smalls, and just the beginning stages of Bad Boy in general. Um, man, to work with Biggie Smalls, I could you give us a just give us a Biggie story? Like, tell us something that you value. What's the most? What's the thing that you value the most when working with Biggie Smalls?
Like a big brother. He was like a big brother. Would give you the shirt off his back. You really knew him. And I mean, he really believed in us and our talent. And you asked him, who is the greatest group, or whatever, he'll straight up tell you 112. Like he absolutely loved us. So, a great thing about when we first moved to New York, never been there before. I'd never been outside of my neighborhood. So that the first time, getting on a plane and flying to New York, we were blessed to have, Biggie, Junior Mafia, Faith. They embraced us as family. So at the time in '94, I think that's when Ready to Die was popping. You know what I mean? He started doing his promo, and he brought us. Like, it was crazy. Like, two of us would be in the ride with Big, two would be in the ride with Faith. And if he has, let's say, he has to do promo at a spot in Philly, he would take us. You know what I mean? And a lot of things, learn with him is like how he would control the crowd. Don't care how it was, And he will always say it, control the crowd. Don't let them control you. You control your whole situation. Don't let it control you. Just watching somebody 6'4", 400 pounds, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's huge. At that time, I was 120 pounds soaking wet. So it was like, he was like this big figure, but his heart was like really, really gentle.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. I will forever miss him. Love him to death. You know what I'm saying? But his spirit is always with us.
Definitely, man. You guys, you guys were with Bad Boy and Biggie around the time when he had this huge beef situation with Tupac, and this even from what I'm understanding now, even around the time when they had the quad shooting, were you guys around at that time?
No.
No, you weren't around at that time. Okay. But about the beef situation, you guys were very aware of what was going on with the whole lead up to the Hit 'Em Up record, right?
Well, I didn't pay attention to things based on music. So that's how y'all looked at everything. So for us, it was more of, was the beef happening while we were around? Yes. Did it affect our pretty much lifestyle or whatever? Well, I would just say when we were in LA at the time, we weren't able to just chill out at a club.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But even if we were, then it was like, we're from Atlanta, Georgia. So in ATL, we got all kind of wild rules. Like, all right, so we know, like, if you go to the club in ATL and a certain club, like, okay, you can go in here and party, but you can only stay there for so long. Because guess what? If you stay there too long, chances are somebody get pissed off. You already know they go into their car. Somebody about to get. I mean, they shooting the club up, or they shooting out in, like. So check this out. Like us, we were definitely straight to business. Do what we got to do. We out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So our work habits basically definitely, helped us as far as like how we move. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't really have issues like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we knew of them, yes. There were certain situations, you know what I'm saying, that made things tense. But let me just say it like this too. It never came from the artist. Yo, like in the '90s, I was cool with Daz and Corrupt. You know what I'm saying? Snoop was very cool. We had a couple of shows together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if the promoters were trying to be funny, but at the same time, they knew that, you know what I'm saying? Well, we from ATL. We from Atlanta, Georgia, R&B. And you know what I mean? Our spirit is not like that. So.
Well, let me ask you this. Were you guys aware of when Tupac got out of jail and signed to Death Row?
No, listen. See, you talking to the wrong type of guy. See, I'm very R&B. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, if you, like, I was a Tupac fan. You have to think of it like, you know what I'm saying? Well, it goes all the way back to the digital underground. So when I look at Tupac, I look at Tupac like, hey, like he it's just like any type of raw rapper, you know what I mean? There's different sides to him, you know what I'm saying? He was a guy that this is the same one that could write very, very positive records. And then, hey, when he's trying to get his rocks off and he about to say it, he's gonna say it a certain kind of a way. I mean, I look at hip hop it's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Goes back to me, but LL Cool J and Kool Moe Dee. That was the East Coast West Coast situation right there too. It's not like it's the first one.
Yeah, I just really wanted to kind of get an understanding of how aware you guys were at Bad Boy of what was going on with between Biggie and Pac.
Yeah,
but that's
couldn't
cool.
tell you on that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like 112 had our own world. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like when certain records were coming out, we were busy doing. We had to promote 112. It's not like uh, the first single drop, that's only you. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to go out there and promote that and do all this stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, we're aware of what's going on with our family members. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time with 112, we had to do our thing. You know what I'm saying? And we never got caught up in none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I can literally tell you that I was cool with artists that from the West Coast at the same time. So whatever the situations are, you know what I mean? Like, okay, a lot of the situations was driven, I hate to say, but by media. When you have a magazine and you put one side on one side and the other side on the other, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, you're depicting a situation. Thank God there wasn't social media. It would probably have been gas lit even more. You know what I'm saying? But it was just enough when you have media, especially like magazines at the time, that depict a certain type of a situation. You know what I'm saying? Which at the end of it, for me, it's deeper. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at it differently. You know, you had two black brothers, one who had all of their masters, control all of the masters over there in Interscope with Death Row. Suge was that. You know what I'm saying? You had Puff over there pretty much running the whole situation, how he was running it. Very powerful brother. And you know what I mean? But there are other situations, there are other people of let's say other races who were ahead of it that, you know what I'm saying, didn't care about who gets killed or whatever, so long as they made the money. Who made the money?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. So let me go back to Biggie for a second here, man. After he passed, you guys actually sang at Biggie's funeral, right?
Yep.
And what was that like?
Very somber. You have to understand, we were just with him in LA. We were on the stage with him. He said, "What's up, Cali?" And at the time, there was tension there. So, he looked back and said, "Man, we got to get the hell out of here, man." And 112, we had a show. We had another show. We had to get on a plane and leave after, what I'm saying, the Soul Train or whatever. I can't remember the exact award that was. But we left. By the time we got to North Carolina, which was like early the next day, we were getting phone calls saying that Biggie was passed. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of, that's surreal, but, here we go, it was kind of, for myself, it was sad because it was like I left my hood to run away from stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? And then now into somebody that we know that was very close. We know his family, mama, everybody, you know what I'm saying? We was always around it. I mean, his boys, Junior Mafia and them, and then all of a sudden we just seen him and now he's gone.
Right.
So that was a crazy part. It definitely made me to know, like, don't take nothing for granted. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Yeah, man. Man, you guys had a hell of a run. 112. You guys as a group, and then you broke off and you start doing your own thing. One of the things a lot of people may not know, I actually know these dudes, is you actually work with some
Oh,
producers down here
odds
in
and ends.
Odds and Ends. Yeah,
Yes.
there it is.
Straight from Orlando.
Yes,
Yep.
sir. Yes, sir. That's what I was going to get at. So yeah, man, you actually worked here in Orlando, man. You was doing your thing, and I want to back up and talk about one album in particular, the Q Mike Slim, uh, the whole album where you guys title is just like basically like one of the things I want to say about this album is you I listened to an interview where you said that the album pretty much sounded like it was like every man for himself.
Yeah.
And that album, you said it should have never happened, right?
That's pretty much what I feel about it. Yeah. Because I mean, it was like I just say it like this, you know, like if your heart, like there are things that you all don't know that was going on while making this album.
Mhm.
And it was just like the worst experience ever. You couldn't get people you couldn't get people in the studio at one time. You had people, man, it was just like everybody's heart wasn't in it.
Mhm.
So, and the only thing that pretty much made the situation good was the fact that everybody can sing. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But but with 112, it's not like other groups. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when you try to parallel us to a group where one person is dominant, where in 112 everybody has to give everything for the 112 feel to sound the way.
Mhm.
Yeah, I could be the front man, but there are more parts in 112 that make 112 records.
Mhm.
And the reason why we probably have more consistent situations, and I say that like because we did 6 albums, 5 of them got plats.
Mhm.
Now, with with those other records, it was just like everybody kind of knew. Now I have to say the 4th album, we kind of lost our way, but the 5th album we got there. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
We got it back. We knew what our situation was. We knew where our deficiencies were. You know what I mean? And we pretty much ran it together, all together as one group, right?
Mhm.
Well, it's just like in a basketball game. If a team runs, let's say they run motion offense or they run a triangle. The minute they get out of that situation where that's what got you there. The minute you get out of that whole situation, that's when you start losing.
Mhm.
And it happens to the best of them. I think we saw the same situation. Shaq, Kobe, amazing team put together. That was with Karl Malone. Hurt my feelings.
Mm.
But I watched the Detroit Pistons run amok on them because they weren't sticking to
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, that also
That was
runs with 112.
I'm a huge Laker fan, and that was heartbreaking. I know exactly what you're saying, man.
You know exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it runs the same way in groups.
Right.
Everybody has their fingerprints on what makes that group successful.
Right.
So with 112, that's how it is. You know, everybody has to bring an equal amount part, and you have to be wholehearted. If it's half-hearted, it's just like one person on the team that can feel like a cancer, and the whole team is suffering. So
Right. Yeah, man. Dang, man, man, we running out of time. I definitely wish I had time to squeeze in some stuff about this verses with Jagged
Well, you
Edge.
know he'll be here in Orlando. We can go ahead and
oh
sit
no,
down with him
no, it's
again.
all good. No, I mean it's all good. The thing with verses is all cool, and you know what I'm saying. Like I think it answered a lot of questions. You know what I'm saying. If anybody wanted to know, but like, we'll have to say this: 112, those are our brothers. I'm
Mhm.
probably Jagged Edge, one of the biggest fans on musically,
Mhm.
as far as like groups are concerned. I love them to death. This our bond brotherhood is before deals. We knew each other
Mhm.
before the deal. So you know what I'm saying. So that being said, yeah, people were like pit us against each other, be like, oh, who's better or whatever. Well, just like Temptation and OJ's, you can love both of them,
Yeah, yeah,
and you're a
yeah.
fan. But our catalog is our catalog. It's easy to.
Yeah, man. I mean, the way just my 2 cents, man. I'm gonna put it like this, man. I'm gonna be petty with it. But yeah, man, I think when it comes to hits, you guys definitely had the bigger hits. Me personally, as a man, I think I like Jagged Edge a little better because I think men can relate to Jagged Edge songs. I think the for women, 112 appeals to the women, but for men, like they got the songs that make men be like, dang, dog, they saying everything I wanted to say on that
Why?
record.
Because they telling y'all to marry somebody.
No, I'm
Yeah,
talking
well,
about like,
no, guess no. I mean, you're right in a sense because I know 112 would not say. Well, first of all, I know what I mean.
yeah,
We ain't getting no younger. We might as well do this.
right, right.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. Well,
That's
Jagged
from a
Edge
man
gonna
report. Well,
Jagged Edge gonna say what we wanted
we're
to
gonna say it
say.
a
Yeah,
little differently. No, I get exactly what they were saying, and
yeah.
I think that was masterfully written
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, I just think that Brandon and Brian are amazing writers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But like like 112, we just probably have a different spin to it. So if you listen to Crazy Over You, we pretty much like also tell exactly how we feel, but we feel like we're not talking amongst the cats in a club.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking directly to our woman by ourselves. And and it doesn't matter who you are, what hood or what caste, class, economically, where you from, you're going to talk to that queen the way I would probably want to hear my father talk to my mom.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
got you. I got you.
like, and I could probably sing the song in any type of a situation. And that's, and that's the good part you know, about music. You know what I'm saying? Like, you pick the style. Cause I ain't a front. Like, I play Jagged Edge records at a certain time. I'm going to play Jagged Edge records. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Yeah, because it's a feel.
Yeah.
They are a feel. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? It's a vibe. So 112, we know what we were concentrating on. You listen to our words, we're more sexual. They're more like how a guy, like if a guy with a boots, you know what I'm saying, some jeans or what, what I mean, turn your
Mm-hmm.
hat back.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
it.
Yeah. I think that's what it is for me because I'm more of a hip hop fan anyway. So I think I kind of,
You
but I kind
relate
of,
to
I
the
could,
boots.
no, I relate to the, I relate to
And
the,
his hat backwards
Right,
too.
that part.
It's just wild because,
yeah,
we've probably done more hip hop collaborations than any R&B group.
yeah, man. You guys have some bangers, man. Oh, come on, man. Only you with Mace and man, that's crazy, man. And
But
you
I'm
know what I mean?
saying
Oh,
even collaborations like I mean, we got a platinum record with like, let's see, Mobb Deep.
yep,
I
yep.
mean, like if you start really just looking at all the people like we've worked with so many people. Like man, it's crazy. So that's what I love about 112.
Yeah,
Our
man.
brand, when we crossed over, that was the reason why our sales look away
Yeah.
and other groups look away.
Yeah, man. Nah, you nailed it, bro. You talking about? I mean, 8 Ball and MJG, Ti. I could go on forever, just But
Exactly.
but I want to say this, man. I always, every time I have a group on, or every time I have an artist on, I usually say what my favorite record is, and I want to get you guys' favorite record too. But my favorite 112 record is Anywhere.
Okay.
That's man. That beat was so gangster, man. Like the whole song was just that was a
It's,
perfect song.
it's crazy too because the record was originally written for Usher.
Nah. Y'all needed that. I'm
You know what I'm
glad.
saying? We was going, and
I'm,
then they had closed this situation. Duran had already he did the beat. He came to us and was like, "Hey, I got this idea."
mm,
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, "Oh, for real?" He already had the hook on there. You know what I'm saying? So us, Pooh Bear, you know what I'm saying? Us and Pooh Bear, we just sat there and just put the words and stuff together and made the song. And then that's what you saw. It went viral. It went viral. Actually, it trended. Like for somebody had the actual recording of when we presented the record to Puff.
mm,
So that was another thing where people didn't understand. With 112 records, we were pretty much it's very self-contained. So when Puff might have been the last person to hear it. we would come into the actual office and we would play him the music, or he would come to the studio and we would play it for him. So we didn't have to sit there and wait for a hit or wait for a producer or a writer. No, no, no. We did them ourselves. So that's why I say, I mean, much love to groups. You know what I'm saying? In our situation, but the great thing about us was that we were really self-contained. And if somebody told us that they couldn't do it, we had our own studio. Literally we got a member that did the beat, and we wrote the records, and then presented them to the label, and then there you go. The different feel, and the check's bigger.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's what it really boiled down to. Well, yeah, man, I want to get up out of here, bro. I want to definitely give you time to. Well, I want to know, honestly, August, what's your favorite 112 record?
I'm a player.
I'm a player.
Oh man, that's a crazy.
Okay.
But you know what? Man, that's kind of hard to say because it depends on what mood we're in. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the great thing about it. Like, none of our songs sound the same. You know what I'm saying? Cupid don't sound like Anywhere, and Anywhere don't sound like Peaches and Cream. Peaches and Cream don't sound like You Already Know. So with 112, it's about whatever mood I'm in. You know what I'm saying?
That was the mood I was in when that song came out.
Hey, Anywhere was in the mood I was in. I ain't gonna lie.
We know because you was dropping hands and stuff.
I got a whole story, but I'm gonna just leave that one for a whole nother time.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you right now, we're not responsible for no child support, none of that. You know what I'm saying?
You know.
That's why I'm a player is a perfect fitting song.
Yeah, man.
You know, and guess what? It was women that really inspired that whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was women that was keeping it real with us. They said, man, if a man would just be honest and just say, hey, look, you're not ready right now, but when I am, hey, I'm coming for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, a woman would definitely love honesty than anything. So I definitely love the way Deron and Mike attacked when they were writing the record and stuff like that. I mean, the first thing they just said was, I'm a player. How much more honest? It was crazy. Now, for me, I remember hearing it when they first did it, I was like cringing because I was like, oh my God, man. I don't want to even talk about my mom, but Lord have mercy. Hey, man, so you're going to go out here and just say, I'm a player, and the majority of our fans are females. I wonder how they take that. But boy,
we took it.
We got an amazing situation. Wow.
Yeah, man. But yeah, it was so exclusive, man. You got a favorite 112 song?
I got two, because one, I'm a beat guy, so I like beats. So the first time I heard Peaches and Cream, that beat was just different.
That beat is sick.
But the first song I heard Biggie on with him, I think it was Only
That's what
You.
we wanted. Yeah. That's what we wanted to be different, man. We was like, man, we would listen to the radio.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, what does it sound like? And then we try to go directly different from where we were. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and we just looked at what was going on in the world, and you know what I'm saying, and like how and everything was depicted, like, you know what I'm saying, like, and we would say, what needs to be said at this time? You know what I'm saying? So when there was a lot of gangster hip hop and stuff like that, which I definitely played everything from freaking Spice One, Ghetto Boys. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the South, so I'm from this. You know what I'm saying? So, and you know, anything from Florida. Luke, you know what I'm saying? Everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna listen to what's going on, and then I say, you know what? Now we need to be the total opposite. But the crazy thing about us is that we love beats too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why our beats were so wild. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. We just say the right things, and we just like, what was this lady wanting to say? You know what I'm saying? Like, if we were looking at this particular lady that we had if we had a shot with to be on television or on, you know what I'm saying, on film or something like that, and I had this one thing to say, I wanted her to feel a certain kind of a way. Try and drop this record. Would that be the one that I can pick her up on?
Yeah.
That's how it was.
No, I feel you, man. Hey, man, listen, I got to get up out of here, man. But it's one question I'd be beating myself up if I don't ask you this. Man, country album. From what I had a rumor that you were supposed to be doing or did a country album.
Well, I did. Yes, I did work on a country album, and it's crazy because I'm going to be on. If y'all know about Blanco Brown, he did a two-step record. You know what I'm saying? He's from Atlanta. Had a very huge record. The record probably went diamond. But you know what I'm saying? But he has a country album. I'm on this one. It's gonna come out sometime this year. And I'm also working with Jimmy Allen. I think he lives out there I think he lives in Jacksonville, Florida now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, like I mean, I love pushing myself. As far as writing is concerned, pretty much written on every type of genre. Man, I'm like, dang, Kevin Little with soca, freaking let's see who else. We've written on so many different genres. Why not? You know what I mean? Like get bored at some time.
For sure, man.
Indeed.
Hey, well, listen, man. I definitely got to get out of here. I keep saying that, but I'm gonna give you some time, man. We totally enjoy having you, man. We could talk to you all night long, man. But
Yes,
for the
sir.
sake of radio time, we got to get up out of here. But I want to give you time to give your shout outs, man, and any social media, any concerts, anything like that, man. You want to go ahead and get out there to the public, man? Go ahead and do so.
Oh man, well I just want to thank everybody for supporting 112. Been doing this for like 27 years. Let's see. Yeah, yep, 28 years.
Mhm.
28 years. And you know what I mean, thank you all so much for just being down with us, like however which way we come. You know what I'm saying? And we're definitely touring. We're touring over the world right now. Tomorrow we're going to North Carolina. We're on the Pastor Mike on the Pastor Mike show. We have a few of them, and we're doing a whole bunch of them. I know we're supposed to come down to Florida. I don't know which parts. Probably Daytona, and I think I'm probably gonna go down to Miami. Well, I probably got shows for myself or whatever, but definitely be headed your way. I love Orlando. Big shouts out to Odds and Ends, Ricky Padilla. Um, oh my gosh, man.
Nasty, all of them, yeah.
Nasty, all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my crew, and pretty much a lot of the guys that's out there in Orlando, the guys that run the DJ coalitions down there. You know what I'm saying? Like that was really like my, without Orlando, I owe Orlando a lot there. On my as far as my solo career is concerned, and
Mhm.
I love Ice and Ends to death. Those are like my brothers, and man, what more can I say? Thank you all for just supporting us, and thank you for having me on the show.
Definitely, man. Any social media sites you got there?
Well, for anything you want to know about the 112, this is the official 112, and my IG is official slim underscore. I'm going to do better with my social media stuff because I'm pretty much like laid back and private. But nah, I'm going to open up a little bit more in 2024. But we got a lot of great things going on. I got a lot of great things in the community um, here in Georgia. That definitely affects our race and what I mean, our well-being. How I grew up, investing a lot in my own community and stuff like that. So I take pride in that. So it's not just what's on the stage, who's off. And what I mean, I just want everybody to stay positive. I know this everything's so divisive right now, the government and the world today. But you know what I'm saying? Hey, just put all your trust and faith in God. Everything works out.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right, brother, man. We thank you so much for doing our show. That was Surreal Talk Radio with Slim right here on Surreal Talk Radio. All right, Slim, man. We'll get back with you later, bro. Have a good evening for the rest of the night and all that good stuff there, man. We will holler
Yes,
at you.
sir. All right.
Peace.